Hello guys, I'm Kyolo and I'm back with another episode. Today I'm going to talk about why you may want or may not want to join the crafting market as I did. I'm not telling you to leave the transmog market as I did, but only to talk about a few advantages and disadvantages that crafting might give you. So I'm on my row, which is my jewel crafter and my engineer. I have around 2 engineers that I using right now to make the sky golem, and that's by making Jar's particular energy source every day, because you can craft only one per day, and that's what keeps the price of the sky golem so high. I'm mostly doing jewel crafting stuff on this one. I'm doing around like 4 rings, yeah, Ember Blaze Loop, Owl's Eye Loop, Royal Quartz, and Tidal Amethyst, and I'm crafting around 30 per series, so whenever they get sold, I make another round of 30 of each ring. I'm going to talk about how many times do I repost or how many times do I cancel, but first I want to talk about how can you get inside the crafting market, to any crafting market. But I took my jewel crafter because I'm sitting a lot on this character, and so it's one of my main crafters right now. I started with around 2 million gold, or even less, 1.5 million gold. So I already had a pretty fair share of gold that I could invest in something. That's the thing about crafting and crafting market and so on, especially doing current content items such as rings, item level 310 as of 8.1, I guess, yeah, 8.1. So you need to invest a lot. First of all, you need to invest a lot in expulsums. If you have a lot, you don't have a lot. I mean, I know how that sounds, but trust me. So I'm crafting around, I don't know, maybe 200, 300 rings per week. So that's around 300 expulsum that I have to craft. And I'm not crafting all at once, I'm crafting, let's say, 100 expulsum at once. The way I do it is I have a character level 111, my monk, which I used to do episodes on it on transmo runs, and I made him a tailor, and now he crafts tide spray linen bracers, and then with that character I just mail all of the tide spray linen bracers to all my crafters, and then I go to this Shredmaster MK1. I just shred them all with an add-on. I don't know the name of it though, Scrap Master or something. Just search on Twitch app, scrap add-on, whatever. And then I start crafting. So there's already an investment, because tide spray linen bracers are cheap. I don't recommend you buy them, because I used to buy a lot of them from other players and it was way expensive. I was paying like 10 times more the price that I'm paying right now to produce the same amount of tide spray linen bracers. Therefore, I recommend you craft your own. Just level up some dude to 111, just leave it like that and use it only as a tailor. If you have more characters already, then you're fine, just made one a tailor and you can craft your own expulsum. So there's already an investment, not so high, but it's still an investment if you want to craft a lot of items per week and have a constant sale. The other investment that you have to do, for example, the one that I do as a jewel crafter, is I need to have a lot of these gems. I have around 300 Ember Blaze and so on. These gems are not that expensive when you look at them individually, but when you buy them in stacks, each stack of Ember Blaze is like 14k right now. Each stack of Royal Quartz is like 8k. The most expensive gems I've ever seen on most realms are the Owl's Eyes, because they go for around, right now, 600 gold a piece. So I had to pay around 65k yesterday in order to buy around 100 or something, 155. Look at that price, purchase total price 576k to buy and make all of the rings. but with 808 Ozais, I didn't make only rings. I made also quick Ozais whenever they were expensive, so I could make a good margin profit out of them. So that's another thing that you have to buy. And then besides that, as a jewel crafter, I also have to buy a lot of storm silver ores, storm silver ores, whatever. So there are already 3 things that I need to have, and I need to pay in order to have them, because I don't have many accounts to farm these. I don't have many accounts to farm the tie spray linen, so I gotta buy them. And I don't expect many of you to have more accounts, you know, to multi-box into doing this. So you need to have a fair share of gold in order to join the crafting market. But there are a couple of advantages. You can call the crafting market, at least for the current content BOEs, safe gold, because unlike transmog market, if you know your market, you know the server, so I know that these rings will sell, so that's why I make them. If you know your market, you can say that you'll sell everything that you make. Mostly people will buy, especially if it's a medium to high pop server, people will buy the crafted items, you know, from like the blacksmithing, leatherworking, jewel crafting, especially jewel crafting, because everybody can use rings, no matter what their specialization is, like cloth, mail, plate, leather. They all use rings and so on. So that's why I wanted to also make the video on my rogue, which is my jewel crafter. Another advantage that you have as a crafter is that I don't know how to say this right. Besides the fact that it takes only a bit of time compared to transmog, if you know your market, you can also monopolize. So for example, let's look at my auctions right now. I have around 111 auctions, which are around 185k in value. For this I paid around, I don't know, maybe 60k. So I already have 120k, which is double the price that I paid to create them. But I also have a sky golem posted. So let's say I have around 60k, because this is 170k. So I have 60k profit in all my auctions. For example, a couple of days ago I had the monopole on the Ozai loop. I bought some rings that were pretty cheap in my opinion, because I had the money to buy them, and I bought around 20 because those were the last one on my server, and then I sold them all for way higher than I bought them. If you know your market and you know something will sell, and you see the prices going down, you can become the only seller for them. That's another advantage. So as you see now, you have advantages and disadvantages. And now, to make a conclusion for this video, I think that you may want to join the crafting market, not leaving the transmog market, but also joining the crafting market, because it takes so little time of your time. So you can, like, for example, farm the 10 runs of a dungeon, and then you have nothing else to do. You come and craft some more items, you know, check your market, see if you can craft some more, see what soul, what you can craft, whatever, basically craft. So you may want to join the crafting market, because it's basically safe gold on most realms. I'm not saying that on all realms, don't quote me on this. I don't want to get comments saying like you lied to me. I'm trying to make everything safe, you know, and to explain the risks, you know, if you can say that, of crafting market, which are pretty invisible. You will sell crafting items. And now let's talk about the disadvantages, you know, as a conclusion. You need a lot of gold to begin crafting. I mean, you can start with 1, 2, 5 rings, 10 rings at once. But if you want to craft, to mass craft and monopolize the market, you need around, I don't know, depending on the prices of your realm. On my realm would be like 500k, and you would have to spend all of that money in the course of a couple of weeks in order to make a good margin, or a good profit margin out of that. So if you have the money, and if you have the time or don't have the time to craft or something, just come, go into your market, check your auction house every day, 5 minutes a day, whenever you're posting something, and see what kind of items sell, what kind of items want. Check your realm. If it's a low pop, then I assume you wouldn't want to join the crafting market, but if it's a medium to high pop, especially high pop, you will want to join and become a seller. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I talked a lot. These are like 10 minutes already, or 11, whatever. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Kolo, and I will be back with another episode. I don't know when, but see ya later.